It's First Watch on KWCD Country, and it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative. I'm Grady Butler, and with me is Carol Kappas, Public Information Officer with the Sheriff's Office, and Sheriff Mark Daniels. And the first thing we're going to talk about is the shooting in Whetstone.
Unprovoked, unannounced, and unconnected. There was no connection to this shooter and the people that work there. They were doing what they do every day in businesses around the country, and that is running their business. He walked in, and sadly, he just charged that firearm, killing one, critically injuring another. And the owner obviously intervened by shooting back, which he has every legal right, let me just say that, to defend the rest of his employees himself based on this deadly encounter by this shooter. The shooter took off. This was staged. Took off, got in his car, and took off. Law enforcement pursued him into the desert, where it kicked off about a 5-hour standoff between him and law enforcement. I want to give a big shout out to all our law enforcement, state, local, and federal. I mean, we had everybody out there. I think 100 people out there, Carol, that we setting up perimeters, adjusting our perimeters. We had 2 helicopters up, a fixed wing, and a Predator up there looking for this individual. Our sense alerts went out, notifying the people every 30 minutes, keep your doors locked. I mean, this was a tense situation. Everybody did their job. Everybody was facing the same way on this, and we ended up taking him down about 11:30 that night. We took him down behind the ridge, property line out in the desert, maybe about half a mile from the homes. And so no shots were fired, and we took him down. He was taken into custody without incident. Let's just put it this way. He didn't have a choice. Very tactical the way we took him down. We were prepared for anything. We were going to neutralize that situation no matter what happened, and he went into custody without incident. So I don't know what to say. The guy is former military. No excuse. What was one of the more disturbing things, too, was besides injuring and killing people I know, members of our community, he also, when we went back to his residence with a search warrant and also for a welfare check, we found an 8-month-old baby that had been left abandoned there. That just says it all. That just says it all, besides the shooting, too. So we did find the mother to the baby. We've been looking the last several days. Where is she? And we found her. She's actually locked up in Texas for assault on a police officer. So, again, sad scenario all around. My heart goes out to the victims in this, Jeff out of Desert RV and his team, and last, this baby. I'll just say that. I mean, what a crying shame. But we did get an email, Carol, from the dad to the shooter, expressing and apologizing for his son's action, and of course, can't take back what's already done, though.
Tabletop exercises, and you have different scenarios that you see play out in throughout the United States for these types of situations. And I think that just having the relationships that we have with our law enforcement partners, Whetstone Fire Department, just gave up their building willingly. They were outstanding. The emergency services, making sure that they did the reverse 911 and alert sense. I think that people need to sign up for alert sense so that they know if something's coming. In this case, we wanted to make sure that we hit everybody, so that wasn't really an option. They used a secondary program that just did a reverse 911, letting people know to stay indoors. Had overwhelming response for how popular that was for keeping people informed. So thank you to emergency services for doing that. A few hiccups along the way, people saying that they didn't get their notification, and we're going to have that. But for the most part, everybody working together, coming to the aid of whoever they could, keeping our citizens safe. So we appreciate everybody doing that. CCOM being on the front lines of making sure that the information was getting out there. Our command, Chief Alinen, making sure that he was organizing things. Lieutenant Foster was out there trying to herd the cats, but making sure, again, to do the best that they could. So this was our very own unfortunate exercise, but I think that it had a better outcome than most that you see on the news.
It really did. And I want to thank all the comments I received, both from the citizens post the incident, also during. People were very supportive. We did have a couple that, I'm just going to say it, were defiant. I mean, we shut the road down because we didn't have him. We weren't tracking him initially when he took off from us. So we did not want it. He had 2 long rifles. Again, one was an AR-15. We did not want him to get up on the highway and carjack a car, stop a car, carjack a car, shoot a citizen, because obviously he was trying to get away from us. He went 4.5 miles from the location where he did the shooting until we finally took him into custody down toward 82. So you can see our concern on that. And so we shut that highway down. A couple of people were very, I'm going home no matter what. Let me explain something to you. You can file a complaint against me tomorrow, but at least I know you're alive. And that's what we do. We protect people, and we're not trying to be defiant or ruin your day. I mean, go walk around Walmart, go stopping in Denny's and get a cup of coffee and think about be blessed it's not your family. But we did everything. But there were a couple of defiant people. If you're listening, it wasn't personal, but it's our job to keep you safe.
One of the things that you do often is you swear in people into their offices, and you did that in Tombstone.
I did. It's a unique honor that I have. I swear in the mayor and council for the city of Tombstone. Mayor Escapol and his council members. I do that every year, and I had the honor here Tuesday night to go over and do it again. I'll be doing Benson coming up in January. So we're the West, and having the sheriff swear in the mayor and council of Tombstone, there's something pretty cool about that. And then, like I said, Benson doing their council and mayor coming up in January. And people forget. I mean, elected officials can do that. And so I just think it was a pretty cool honor. And so I thank the mayor and the council for letting me do that.
And speaking of mayors, there was another mayor you attended a funeral for, Bob Strain.
Yeah, Saturday was Bob Strain, former mayor of Sierra Vista, involved in so many parts of our community. His wife, Jane Strain, off another, just involved in so many community outreach programs. She's on the Cochise College board. I'm trying to think what the board's actually called, but so they've been involved in so much, and they laid Bob to rest on Saturday. I went to the funeral, well attended, and which is a tribute to his contributions to this community. So, Bob, we're going to miss you, my friend, and God bless you.
Another community event you attended was the NAACP Freedom Luncheon.
We did. I got the honor. That was Saturday. Well attended. President Ash from NAACP kicked it off, and the speaker was Sierra Vista Mayor-elect Clea McCall was their speaker, and got to spend some time with him at that event, and just really nice event, and I just really enjoyed it. So they do that annually, and it's a fundraiser. Plus, it's the community comes together. It was really good.
And community coming together, you were at the Red Kettle Kickoff yesterday because they have their community event, which starts Black Friday, whereas the sheriff's office is going to be out there ringing some bells.
It does, and they, again, Salvation Army, the Red Kettle Kickoff. You're going to hear the bells as you walk into stores here real soon. This again starts next Friday, a week from today. So we won't be on the air next Friday. We'll be out ringing bells. We'll be there all day at Walmart. We started that tradition 4 years ago. I think it's been 5 years, something like that. But I had the opportunity to be the speaker yesterday at the Salvation Army kickoff, and it was really nice because they weren't asking about the border. They weren't asking about the crime, things like that. They were asking about, giving. So I spoke about all the things that the sheriff's office does for community when it comes to give back. And I just enjoyed the heck out of it, from our charity ride to our RICO funds, working with the County Attorney Brian McIntyre's office, to all the donation, our dislodgement program, which is a program that if we find a family that's displaced on I-10 or their house burns down, we put them up at hotel at no cost. That's a program we have. So I got to speak on all that. So it's something I usually don't talk on. And it was a well-attended event. Again, Captain Heather and Captain Ty over there. I mean, there was so much excitement from those two. So he didn't say anything. He didn't have to. She spoke. But it was just a really exciting breakfast yesterday. Pretty neat.
And as we fast forward into the holidays, we've got Thanksgiving coming up, and all of the parades will start as well.
Yeah, it seems like we just got done with parades, and then whoop, we're right back. We're right back. In fact, Douglas's tree lighting and parade is
Saturday.
A week from Saturday.
Yeah, so it's a week from tomorrow.
Yes.
Tomorrow, yeah, it's coming quick. I was doing the paperwork on that, and I thought, oh my gosh, it's not December, it's November is when they have their tree lighting and their parade. So.
Yes, and I'll be down there for that one. But it does. I looked on my calendar going, wow, that's quick. That's really quick. And then right the week after, we have Sierra Vista's parade. And like I said, they're all over the county. So you're going to see us on these parades coming out and bringing in the holidays.
And you were just at the Veterans Day Parade a week ago.
We did. We walked that, and that's my favorite parade. I'm just going to say that, being a veteran myself. But we walked out with our banner that CCSO supports our veterans, and it's just, I don't know, there's something special about that parade. It really is. And the people come out, support our veterans, and that's what makes this county special. It really does.
And the Board of Supervisors has approved a building that we've had on the list for a while.
We've worked over last probably about a year now to secure funding to purchase or build a building for a border operations center. Pretty much bringing everything under one roof, our cameras, our intel, our special operations, our partners, and to work border crimes. Human trafficking is one of them. So the governor authorized $5 million and working with our DPS troopers on that. And so the board approved. I sent it on the board on Tuesday. They approved it. So we're in the hunt for a building right now. And so when I get out this show this morning, I'll be out there with the county administrator and our legal team and some of my staff. And heck, we're going after a building.
And again, having that one-stop shopping is not just border centric, but it's going to be intelligence driven. And so that's a really good thing for all of our local, state, and federal partners. So get ready to look on that. They had an article in the paper on last Sunday.
Yes.
So that did a recap for that.
And this will be the first border operations center on the southwest border, which is operated and controlled through a local sheriff or local law enforcement. You usually see Border Patrol, obviously, but this one, like our camera system runs the whole southern Arizona border. We're working with New Mexico right now. We have cameras in New Mexico. We're working to get them become more independent on theirs, but we actually monitor their cameras there too. So we have a very complex operation. And then you look at our criminal interdiction team. I mean, all that. It's a lot of work going on there, a lot of intel coming in there, and then you look at the people being smuggled and the children. It's horrific. So we got a nonprofit that's going to be helping us with that to actually share intel from what we see to our urban areas where a lot of these people are being trafficked to. So again, a lot of good things going on there.
And our CIT and Safe Streets are going to be in there. So let's do a little bit of recap on them. They're out there and they're getting people still.
Yeah, I was out last night. Buena had their high school football banquet, and kudos to Coach Thomas and the team. They finished 7-3, so went over there with them last night. But while I was coming home about 8 o'clock, I mean, they're out there working. The zebras, that's the zebra units we call them, and all day long. I mean, the traffic is so high right now for smuggling. So high. The pursuits, when I checked on yesterday morning, DPS was chasing one. They spiked it up there toward Benson. I mean, all day long. And I think we had 3 before 9 o'clock yesterday. I mean, morning. But to give you an idea, on the new smuggling law, I think it's 70 plus right now, and I think it's a little more than that. That's for the new smuggling law. If you're driving, you're smuggling, we charge you. When it comes to smuggling investigations, 943, 478 border-related victims of crimes, 2,320 undocumented aliens were turned over to Border Patrol, and 823 smuggler drivers were turned over to Border Patrol. 22 weapons were seized, and 211 pursuits.
That's since March 1st.
Yes, that's just since March 1st. And it just tells you the impact. I can continue on, but I think you get the point. It's not getting better. And what really bothers me, a citizen told me this last night at an event I was at after the football banquet. I went to another event. A citizen made the comment, "Sheriff, nobody cares anymore." And there's a point to that I respect. There's other whole point. It's kind of like we can't give up. We just can't give up. And no matter what happens in politics, I promise you we'll continue to do what's right to protect our citizens here. But yeah, it's amazing to see this much flagrant behavior when it comes to the rule of law.
And you spoke in Las Vegas as well.
Yes, I shot up Sunday afternoon to Vegas, spoke Monday morning to the Nevada sheriffs and police chiefs and their FBI academy folks, well attended by them up there, and then shot back. In fact, I was coming through Tucson when the incident happened at Desert RV, so I got there about less than an hour later. I was there to support that mission. So, yeah, it's been a busy week. I think I put 1,500 miles on my car in like 4 days. In fact, the car's in the shop right now getting a fresh coat
tires,
of love. Yeah.
New tires put
on. Some new love over there. They're like, "Whoa, you're abusing this car." You know?
And so we also, as part of the projects that you talk about, one of them is the mental health program. And that's a new project for the Sheriff's Office. And we've hired somebody. She's going to be our guest today to talk a little bit about that. So, introducing Dr. Brunacani, who is our new mental health.
She is, and we're so glad to get her on board. She's going to be out there, and she's going to be helping build this program where we have mental health responders. And now I'm going to jump to my safety message early, Grady, if that's okay. And the reason we have this, and thank you to the Legacy Foundation for having confidence and trust in us to put this program forward. We're a rural county. We've had a couple of really critical incidents in the last several weeks with people with guns shooting at us. And having her on board and having a team now going to be behind her that can immediately address these situations, hopefully before they become a crisis. I mean, I look at both these incidents where we have people shooting at others, to include us, and now having her there. If we can, the safety message is this: if you know somebody in need, if you know somebody that, it doesn't matter if you live in the city, if you live in the county, this is a county-wide project. Let us know. Call the Sheriff's Office. We will analyze it, review it, evaluate it, and get her involved. And let's see if we can stop a crisis before it becomes one.
And we even have people, for example, calling us the other day about you need to pick up this guy, or you need to make sure to keep an eye on this guy because he's threatened the lives of several officers. So unfortunately, that call dropped before we could get additional information. So those are the types of things. If you know somebody who has made statements, or they're behaving erratically, or you think that they're going to hurt someone, just give us a call.
Yeah, give us a call on that. And we want to be involved. We want to see if we can early intervene on that, because that's the key. That's the prevention in place. We got the resources in place to help with the prevention. Let's work together. And this is where that partnership between community and law enforcement is so important right now.
And what is your stop of the week?
It's a unique one. It's a very unique one. I was headed, as I stated earlier, I was heading to Las Vegas to speak on Sunday, and I was coming between Wickenburg and Kingman. And a lot of people have been on that route. There's a couple of hairpin turns going through the mountains up there, and a car went flying by me at 24 miles over the speed limit. At 65 going 89. I mean, just hauling. And so I got in behind it, stopped it, walked up, and this is where you can see where the borders are live. The driver was smuggling. He had two undocumented migrants in the car where they'd been delivered to Phoenix. He was driving them from Phoenix to Las Vegas and dropping them off at the Hyatt Hotel in Vegas to be distributed from there. This is just modern-day slavery at its worst. Where the way they're transitioning, transporting these people, and the guy admitted, yeah, this is what I'm doing. He knew he was smuggling. So this case was turned over to Homeland Security investigation for the follow-up of them. I wrote a report on it, documented it all, and I told the guy, I said, you're in a lot of trouble. So all because it was speeding. And you think about it, and we talked about in Cochise County where these cars are going 100 miles an hour, and that's what they do. And then you think about once they get north from Phoenix, where they're taken to Phoenix, we all know that, and then they're transported to parts of the country. This one happened to be going to Las Vegas, but they're still speeding. They're still going reckless speeds. So again, I addressed that. Got me delayed going into Vegas, but again, very sad, folks. See something, say something. Let us know. Let us intervene. Don't be afraid to call the Sheriff's Office or your local law enforcement to address these kind of crimes.
And so next week, again, you mentioned that we won't be on the air. So let's just give everybody a big shout out for Thanksgiving. Just be thankful.
Yes, we just came through a big election, and a lot of division there. But let's bring this back together. Let's bring this back together. And this is not about Thanksgiving. Is not about politics. Thanksgiving is about us, people, families, communities. Let's bring that together. At the end of the day, it's all about sharing each other and just thanking each other. And so I wish everybody a very blessed Thanksgiving with you and your families. And then I hope to see you on Friday at Walmart. Carol and I and the team, Grady, all of us will be out there on Friday ringing the bell. Come say hi to us. Thank you, everyone.
And Sheriff, thank you for coming and talking to us today.
Everybody have a safe week.
And Carol, who do we have coming in next?
We have Fort Huachuca. They're going to tell you about all kinds of cool things going on up there.
First Watch on KWCD Country is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
It's First Watch now.
Hosted by Public Information Officer Carol Kappas and Grady Butler.
On 92.3 KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, giving you an inside look into your sheriff's office. I'm Grady Butler, and with me is Carol Kappas, Public Information Officer with the Sheriff's Office, and our next guest.
Welcome back, Cochise County, and welcome Lieutenant Colonel Hoff. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me here.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Lieutenant Colonel Robbie Hoff. I'm the commander, the battalion commander for the 304th MI Battalion. The 304th MI Battalion is in charge of training all of our officers who come into the Military Intelligence Corps, and we also train all the warrant officers.
And you have an event coming up in December 8th that's a little bit different than usual. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we wanted to engage with the community, and we feel that we're a part of the community, and we enjoy being a part of that. And so we wanted to have a graduation at Veterans Park on 8 December at 10 o'clock. So it'll be a great opportunity for everybody to come out, see kind of what we do, and we're also going to have some other things there for people to see as well.
Who's graduating?
We're going to be graduating our brand new lieutenants, so they're going to be in charge of leading our future MI Corps.
And what does a graduation ceremony look like for a public person who's never been to one?
Yeah, so typically, it's a military ceremony, so we have an official party who comes out. They move out to the front. We have friends and families of all the graduates who are out there. It's an opportunity to celebrate their achievements up to that point in their career, and usually we have a guest speaker. So in this case, we're actually going to have two guest speakers, which will include the 111th Brigade Commander, Colonel Deaver.
And you also said that there's going to be some other stuff for the public. What other events are going to be going on there?
Yeah, so we wanted to make it beneficial for everyone to see more than just a graduation. So we're actually going to have B Troop from the 4th U.S. Cavalry Regiment out. They're a ceremonial cavalry troop who's won a number of national awards. So they're going to be out there with their horses as well as the cavalrymen.
All right, we'll invite everybody to this event. We're going to have you come back the weekend before that. So invite everybody out to this event.
Yeah, so we'd love to have the entire community out on 8 December at 10 o'clock to watch a bunch of brand new lieutenants graduate, and they're going to be the lieutenants who are going to be leading the future of our MI Corps and America's sons and daughters.
And when you say a bunch, you're telling, when we have a actual ceremony for people graduating, it's like 10 tops. You have 40.
Yes, we're going to have 40 brand new lieutenants as well as a number of international officers who can be graduating as well.
And you know what's great is a military ceremony is always very fun to watch and unique, especially if it's not something you've ever been to. So this is going to be a really fun event for the public, I think, as well.
Yeah, no, it's going to be great, and we love having the public there, kind of see what we're doing kind of behind the gates of Fort Huachuca, so I think everybody's going to enjoy it. And I think an added benefit is I believe on 8 December they're also going to have the farmers market that morning as well, so no excuses to miss the graduation.
That's right.
All right. So will you come back the weekend before this happens and talk about it again?
Yes, we'll give everybody a reminder the day of. Thank you.
All right. Well, thanks for coming and talking to us today, Colonel Hoff. First Watch on KWCD Country, and it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative. It's First Watch on KWCD Country, and it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative. I'm Grady Butler, and with me is Carol Kappas, Public Information Officer with the Sheriff's Office, and our next guest.
Welcome back, Cochise County, and I hope you enjoyed that song I just sang for you. So we have Suzanne Harvey here. I know, it would be like, cats scratching on chalkboards if I sang to you, so we just had to substitute that. Thank you so much for being here, Suzanne, from Huachuca City. You're the Huachuca City Town Manager. So thanks for joining us today. There's all kinds of cool and exciting things happening in Huachuca City.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So what have you been working on? Let's start with the past. So I don't want to talk about past, but Halloween was quite exciting in Huachuca City.
It sure was. So we had our Creepy Candy Crawl. It's an annual event where we do a trunk or treat. This year we did it in our community center, which is on Yuma Street. We had the best crowd ever. We had like 200 kids come through, and we had a lot of participation from our local businesses and nonprofits as far as being there to hand out candy. And it was kind of cool that we did it down in Lower because we also had the Fraternal Order of Police that was having a haunted house in the old Dusk Till Dawn building. So it was a lot of fun.
And you said over 200 kids, and the community center is right a short distance away from where the haunted house was.
Absolutely.
And so seeing that type of a success, what are your plans going forward?
Oh, we're going to keep it down there for one thing. In the past, we had it up near the city complex, And we're going to keep going down to Yuma Street to do it because it seemed like it was easier for the kids to get there. They could walk there. We actually even ran a bus for folks that lived in the upper part of Huachuca City. If they couldn't get down to where the trunk or treat was, we went and picked them up. So it was a lot of fun, and we're going to do it again next year.
And so ongoing, you have some park upgrades in the town, and you guys are doing a lot of community stuff like that. You have the community garden,
Yes,
right,
yes,
behind the library.
yes.
I don't know what you're growing right now other than pumpkins, but so the park upgrades. Tell us a little bit about the park upgrades.
Sure. Well, first of all, the community garden is amazing, and it gives out literally tons of fresh produce to needy families in our community, and it's all grown right there behind the library. They're teaching classes now, too, so they'll teach folks how to grow their own food. Right next to the community garden, we have what's called the Veterans Wellness Park. We got a grant from the Forestry Service to plant trees there. So we've been working on building some infiltration basins to capture water so that we want to be responsible in how we use our natural resources. And then we're going to plant trees, put benches in, and build a walking path. Beautiful views of the Whetstone and Mustang Mountains from there. Very tranquil place. In our main park behind the police station, Laughing Well Park, so exciting because we're using community block development grant funds to upgrade that park. Hasn't been upgraded in years. So we brought electrical out to all the different picnic table areas. We're upgrading the picnic tables. And the most important thing to me is playground equipment. That park, if anybody's been out there, has never had much playground equipment, and yet it's right across the street from the school. And a lot of kids use it after school. So we've got new playground equipment that just went in, and it's so exciting. And then a walking path. We're building a walking path there because we're really trying to promote health and wellness in our community.
And then in addition to that, mental health is going to help with high-speed internet coming.
Oh
So
my
people can
gosh.
actually access that.
Absolutely. And that is another thing in our community. I've lived there going on 20 years. And I would say I've raised my son there, and he's been frustrated by the internet his whole life. We just don't have options out there. We haven't had options for high-speed internet. But Cox is coming to town, as they are throughout the area, I think. But for us, it's really life-changing. First of all, with the federal program, the Affordable Connectivity Program, a lot of folks that couldn't otherwise afford it will be able to afford it. But also just having it available. Telehealth is a thing now, and we want to promote that. Well, if you don't have a good high-speed internet connection, you can't participate in that. And then all sorts of resources like SnapEd, all that, you need the internet. So we're super excited. Businesses, too. We haven't had the kind of speeds that businesses expect to have, so I think it'll also help with economic development. Super exciting. My kid's excited because, video games. Faster downloads.
You've also got a community Thanksgiving dinner on the way.
Sure do. And we did our first one last year, and it actually was our town clerk, Brandy's idea. And I said, okay, I love it. Can we make it happen? And we did, and we served about 100 people. We do it on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and the point is to make sure that everybody gets a Thanksgiving dinner. Folks that maybe they don't have family in the area, they're not going to cook a Thanksgiving dinner just for themselves. This year, we have been so blessed with contributions from businesses and contributions from individuals that we're really going to put on a great dinner. It's at the Lions Club. We do partner with the Huachuca City Lions. They let us use their kitchen to cook it all in. And then it's from noon to 2 on next Wednesday. If you live in Huachuca City, come down and eat with us. It's a lot of fun.
So it's a free meal.
It's a free meal.
So just go and enjoy the company,
That's right.
enjoy the food, and
eat with your neighbors.
eat with your neighbors.
Yeah.
That's really, really good. And so you have also coming up for the holidays, a Polar Express and tree lighting.
Sure. Okay, so the Polar Express has existed for a long time in Huachuca City, but it's grown and grown and grown. At this event, first of all, we do the tree lighting, and it's at the tree in front of the fire station in Huachuca City. We do a tree lighting. Then everybody moves over into the park, and we set up our bandstand area like a living room. So it literally looks like a living room. It's gorgeous, a Christmas tree, fireplace, the whole 9 yards. And then the mayor reads the book, The Polar Express. The kids love it, and it's kind of nice to do an outdoor activity in the winter because we don't get enough opportunity very often to put on, scarves and caps and all that. But the grown-ups and the children sit out there and listen to the mayor read the Polar Express. We show the book on a big screen behind him. You do nowadays, you get your books through, we use Amazon. And so you can see that he doesn't have to stop and turn the book around to show the pictures because the pictures are up behind him. I love this event. It is one of my favorite things that we do. It's like out of a Hallmark movie, seriously. And the Friends of the Library serve cookies and hot cocoa. And then afterwards, Santa comes to the library and the kids get to go see Santa. Super fun.
And then on the 10th of December, it's the Huachuca City Christmas Parade.
Yes. And this is another fun thing that we do a lot of fun things throughout the holidays. So our Christmas parade starts on Howard Street, which is where the old animal shelter used to be, and it winds through Upper Huachuca City and goes down to Yuma Street and comes up around. We're looking for folks to participate, so if you're out there, you're invited. There's no cost. You just have to show up at 9:30 to line up, and we would be glad to have you. If you want more information, you can call Town Hall at 456-1354 and talk to Brandy, our town clerk, to find out more about it. But we want it to be bigger and better than ever. Bring candy, because you need to throw candy to the kids. That's part of the requirement to be in our parade.
And that's pretty good because that's one of the things that the kids look for. So hopefully the sheriff's office will be able to get out there and be part of that too.
Yes.
And then you have a holiday gift basket program.
Yeah, and this is another thing that we do in our community. We're a small town, and I recognize that bigger towns maybe can't do the kinds of things that we do, or they have other organizations to do it. So every year we put together a program where the needy in our community can come and sign up, and we do 3 toys for each child in that family and a full holiday meal. Last year we expanded it to seniors. Prior to that we were just doing it for families with children. Last year we were able to expand it to provide a meal to our senior citizens that perhaps wouldn't have been able to afford turkey and all the fixings. Again, we're so lucky. We do not use town funds on this. We get donations from folks. The folks that live in Huachuca City and the businesses that operate there are generous, and they've been very generous this year, so we can continue this program. We do a Stuff the Bus, and that is going to be on December 3rd from 9 to noon out in front of Town Hall. So if you want to donate toys or food, as long as it's boxed items, you can bring it out there and stuff our bus full. But it is a very cool thing. And then the mayor and council actually deliver those holiday gift baskets. It's really, I think, an important program that we have in our community.
And it sounds like your community always steps up in the giving department. So how can people get a hold of Huachuca City or you to be able to, besides the Pack the Bus, how else can they get a hold of you to donate or help out?
Sure. Any Town Hall, come to Town Hall. We're open 8 to 5 every day. The other way is to give us a phone call at 456-1354. And talk to me, Suzanne, or to Brandy, and we will give you directions or tell you to come. We'll come to you, or you can come to us. And again, I really do want to shout out our businesses. Mr. Shed out there is amazing. M&M, the body shop that's out there. These folks, ElectroServe, they're the ones that really, really do the heavy lifting. Well, we do the work. They give us the money so that we can do the work.
Well, Suzanne, we thank you for coming and talking to us today and catching us up on everything that's Huachuca City.
All right. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
And Carol, how do they get a hold of us at the Sheriff's Office?
So reach out to us at cochise.az.gov/sheriff, or look at us at our Facebook at Cochise County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Mark J. Daniels. And final thing, let me just put this earworm in there. Think about Mariah Carey singing All I Want for Christmas Is You. You will not be able to get that song out of your head today.
Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
It's First Watch on KWCD Country. It's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
You've been listening to First Watch with the Cochise County Sheriff's Office.
Hosted by Cochise County Public Information Officers Carol Kappas and Grady Butler.
Join us again next Friday morning, 7 to 8 a.m.
First Watch.
What you need to know from the Cochise County Sheriff's Office.
Only on 92.3 KWCD.